So this is the real training now, the beta version of the training, on which I hope you will give me lots of feedback so that I can improve it for the next iterations. This slide I will go through very quickly. Basically, it says who's doing what, and that this leadership and volunteer motivation system actually already has a long history of prototyping, testing, science, including papers in peer-reviewed journals, of which I will give you the references. They are on the last slide. This is the system. I will not go and detail it anymore because you've already seen this. And we will start immediately with asking ourselves the question, what makes a great leader? And this is, for me, an opportunity to tell you what we will be discussing in this course. The objective of the course, actually, it's for you and us to understand the needs and motivations of your team, to engage and motivate by attending to what we will call the basic human psychological needs. And so here the idea is that we all, every single human being, except maybe a few serial killers, have the same basic human psychological needs. And so whether you are Kyrgyz or Swiss or American or whatever, you actually have those same needs. These are needs that are deep in human nature. And so whether you're a man or a woman, or even a young adult or an old adult, you actually have the same needs. So what we will be discussing actually applies to everybody. It goes beyond context, culture, gender, etc. And we will also discuss, how we inspire trust and confidence to others. And how those skills can be mastered very easily, and you can actually get feedback on those skills. So basically, the whole point is to hone our leadership skills by reflecting on our current practice and monitoring the feedback on our practice. So this is very practical, and in the second part, we will see how we can actually use the Moti app to do all this. So I think we'll start with part one, and then if we don't have enough time, we'll skip part two to go directly into the practicalities of using the app. Okay, so this is how we're going to proceed. We're going to reflect on the skills that leaders around the world demonstrate. And for that, I hope that you have next to you a piece of paper or a notebook, a pen and a pencil, because it is actually easy to write things down and remember them and keep them for later reflection. And then once we've sort of discussed that, what makes a great leader, we'll ask ourselves, what motivates me? So these are personal questions that you don't need to share with other people, but it will help to internalize the theory of motivation that we will be using in the system. So what makes a great leader? So this is an exercise that you can do, that you should be doing on your, that you can do on your own. You can share with your neighbors if you want. There's nothing really secret about this. So I would like you to think of 3 individuals that inspire you or have inspired you in the past, persons that you consider to be leaders. So these would be individuals you know personally. It could be a family member or somebody in the Red Cross or somebody in your neighborhood, or it could be a world leader that you admire. So write their names down. You can maybe have put 3 columns. If you wish, and then you put their names on on top of these 3 columns, and then maybe we can give ourselves 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. So this is a very quick exercise to reflect on the skills that these leaders demonstrate. So in other words, why do you think these people are leaders? Why did you choose them as leaders? What is so special about these 3 people that made them appear on that piece of paper in those 3 columns. And so write these things down. You can start now. And then we'll ask ourselves, well, what do these leaders have in common? So obviously what we're trying to do through our own personal experience is to come up with the characteristics of a leader. So if it's okay with you, spend maybe just another minute thinking about 3 leaders and reflecting on their skills, their behavior, their attitudes. What makes them so special? I'll give you another maybe 30 seconds. So feel free to write whatever you want, because you do not need to share your thoughts. This is really for you to reflect. You don't need to tell others what you wrote. We will not have a discussion about what you wrote. This is just an exercise in mindfulness. And now try to think or imagine, what do these leaders have in common? What is so special about them? If your page is blank and if you can't think of anything, that is fine, because this is a training on leadership. And so if you knew everything, you'd be wasting your time, perhaps. So no worries if you can't think of anything. The mere fact that you're confused is good, because it will perhaps open your mind a little more on what we will discuss next. Okay, if you're not finished, no worries. I will show you a video, and the video takes about 12 minutes.